we're excited today to be able to join the conversation. I put out some questions for everybody on the email yesterday, so hopefully you guys are ready to answer those at some point. We've got some great guests, Adam Shively and Arturo Seleme, so we're excited to welcome both of us.
See those guys. And just a quick reminder, everyone is muted. So if you have a question, you can click on the bottom bar of your Zoom, and there's a button there that says chat. You can click on it and chat back and forth. Please watch the chat. And that way we'll answer questions that are in there. If you have specific questions, we'll ask you to unmute, or you can put them in the chat and we'll address them in the chat. Guys, if you can't hear us now, it's your volume on your computer. Turn it up.
There you go. So I got a couple announcements before we dive into the conversation. Just a reminder, these sales meetings now, we tape videos. We do top performers for the month. So we did the month of December. We did all the Cardinal closings for the month of December. And we welcomed all of our new SamFam members in separate videos that Sarah and I did. And we released those yesterday. And we'll continue to put those out on social media platforms.
A lot of great people, a lot of great names. Check out for your own name, share with your friends, enjoy in the success of others.
We had 106 new agents join us in December, which was fantastic. For the year, we had 1,109, which is fantastic. 1,109 new family members last year.
Y'all recruited your faces off.
Oh, yeah, we did. 118 people last month brought their listing to Cardinal, and 489 total Cardinal.
Oh, you guys, you rock.
In December, which is fantastic. So, Carol, to answer your question, we're still at about 5,900. We have had some people cycle out of the business, retiring their license. So we are still just under 6,000, but working to grow that number every month.
Absolutely.
New people that are joining the family.
I'm so proud of you guys.
Oh, geez.
So for those of you that don't know, there is a poll.
I forgot this one was in here.
Yes, there is a poll. It's referred to as the SP200. It's the Swan Poll Power poll that they do. And the Samsons, Mr. Donny and Danny, were ranked as 140 most influential people in the real estate brokerage industry.
Yeah.
Golf clap, everyone. Golf clap from home. I see you.
That's cool, I guess.
Super exciting. Super exciting for them.
We're up from 159 last year, so I guess we're moving on up.
You're moving up. Oh, I really want to start singing the Jeffersons right now, but you don't want to hear me sing. So
it's pretty cool. But, it's something that, my dad and I are doing there, obviously, just because of the strength of our brokerage and how we're growing in such a great way. So that's really a tribute to all of our fantastic agents and staff.
Absolutely. But I'm going to toot his horn a little bit because he's too modest to do it himself sometimes, which is he is out every day representing. He's on the board of NAR as a volunteer board member. He is on NVAR's board of directors, or board of advisors. He is on all of these different committees and boards to truly influence and move our industry forward and make sure that our agents have the best information, the best tools, the best resources, and make sure that that leverage is being positioned throughout basically our area for all of our different agents and our industry as a whole. So kudos, you're doing your part.
She's going to make me blush here. She's going to make me blush, but
just don't expect anything for me to say anything nice about you for the rest of the week.
Well, thank you to all you all for all your hard work. We've got some more fun announcements. So we did this in early November, but we are going to come up with these graphics and put them out on social here shortly, probably today or the next couple of days. For the year 2024, we were number one in sales, more than any other brokerage firm in the whole DMV. The most sales in the DMV, 12,959 sales. That's just in the DMV.
Yes, that's just the DMV transactions.
We will release our full numbers for the brokerage, but we are over 19,000 transactions for our whole brokerage last year, over 19,000, which is amazing. So I'll announce all those numbers here probably within the next week or so. But I did want to let everybody know about this. Number one in the DMV, which is an awesome accomplishment.
Yes.
We'll put some stuff out that you guys can continue to share all over and be super proud of. And this is kind of crazy. Now, I know I put something out at the beginning of November because I had done the first 10 months and was excited about it. But to think of where we started and where we're at now, to be above every brokerage firm in sales in the whole DMV area is really hard for me to kind of reconcile sometimes, but it's all you all out there doing fantastic work. So congratulations to you all. That is something to be super proud of. And hopefully everybody shares it with pride when we put some stuff out on social or later. But wanted you guys to be the first to know that number. And we are going to put it out with the other companies in there. And what we've got is their totals, because it's not about bragging about other companies, but I think when you put other stuff out there, it does show some justification and shows some real stats. I hate people to put out number one, but it's like number one on what, so we put exactly what counties we counted, put exactly, 2024 is the year, and real life stats from Bright. So congratulations to everybody on that.
Well, it's just a huge sales point too for every single agent that's out there working. It's a great statistic to use in every single listing presentation, to use with your buyer presentations, to add value, to show people that you're real, you're legitimate, you work for a legitimate company. We sell some homes, and leveraging the fact that you have 6,000 agents that you can use through our First Up app, that's for buyers and new listings coming on, that you can leverage the power of those 6,000 agents to also help you sell their home or help you find that client's home. Just huge statistics. Use it because it's absolutely going to help you.
Absolutely. And most people don't realize, and right. Showing that
we're a sleeping little giant.
Yeah, most people don't realize when you talk to Samson that they're talking to somebody that works for the number one brokerage and sales in the DMV. So
yes,
awesome stuff.
Nice job, guys.
I wanted to point out, I know we do our separate video on new agents, but we've had 3 really fantastic groups join us here in the last week or two. And Carlos and Corey Lancaster, I think I saw Corey was on the Zoom here, but I wanted to welcome those guys. They were the owners of Exit Right Realty Group, and they retired from leading brokerage and decided to merge in with us. And I think most of their 75 realtors have joined our family in the last week or so.
Welcome.
Just fantastic group. And we're so excited to have all those guys and gals come over to join us. In the Hagerstown area, Carrie Shank and her team, Carrie and Company, and I know Patty Perez and a bunch of others from that office there, Remax Achievers, have decided to join our family. And we're so excited about that. For those that are listening here and be like, Hagerstown, that's interesting. We are looking to open in Hagerstown. I'm actively negotiating with somebody out there to open an office out there. So we are really excited about our growth out there in Hagerstown. And then Matt Behringer, Justin Kennedy, and the Lifetime Client Group, some great guys there that I've been able to meet over the last 6 months or a year. And they joined us last week as well. Just fantastic group. Probably going to call Bowie home, but also work in the Annapolis area. So just three fantastic groups I wanted to make special shout out to this in the last couple weeks that have joined us. So welcome to all of you to our Samson family. We're excited to have you.
Absolutely. Welcome. Some new
I have another announcement too. So yeah, so it's funny. It's cute. It's cute, Heather. So one, I just say we're looking at Hagerstown. We're also actively looking in Front Royal. I'm negotiating out there as well. We've got a great group that Front Royal just joined out there. And McLean office. A couple of you have heard this through the grapevine, but I've officially signed a lease in McLean. We are going to move. The goal is May 1. We are moving to 1313 Dolly Madison Boulevard. It is right on 123, the old Weichert office. It's going to have a street monument sign right on 123. Fantastic visibility signage. We're already working on getting sign quotes right now to get that up because the lease is signed. We're going to even get the signage up before we move in May 1. So really excited about growing that McLean office with beautiful, they're refurbishing the office right now. Adrian and I met the contractors out there yesterday. So the next 90 days, they'll fix it up. We're going to move in May 1 is the goal right now. So really excited to give McLean a bright new shiny home with lots of visibility, lots of good parking. I know that you guys have been through it for the last year or two. So excited to officially make that announcement.
And this is not,
that's McLean office.
This is just the McLean office. And guys, moving is not easy for us. We don't like it. We're not just going to move unless it makes a ton of sense for us. So like Donny said, bright, shiny space, tons of parking, visibility, signage. It's going to be a great move for our McLean agents. This is just the McLean office.
Yeah, so excited about that. So I want to make sure everybody's officially aware of that.
Yes. Oh, yes, Bethany. Our headquarters is still new and shiny as Donny chokes. So I'll just take over.
Your turn.
Welcome. I'm so excited to introduce Shanita Trainum. She joined us as a new broker manager in Maryland. She's also licensed in Pennsylvania and DC for those of you that need broker support in those jurisdictions. Shanita's joining us as our new office manager in National Harbor. She started this week. So I did send out an email to all of you Maryland licensees just to let you know, give her a hot beat. She's getting trained up on all the things.
A hot beat, huh?
A hot beat, yeah.
So that's a new one.
Or a hot minute, whatever. Because she is getting trained up on all the Samson processes and things. Now, Shanita was with us before, so she has a deep knowledge of Samson. She left us briefly to go be principal broker of another firm. And then she has come back to us. So we're super excited to welcome her and have her back on our broker team.
Yes, fantastic.
So welcome.
welcome to the team. Now,
Yes.
just a quick update. We're not going to go over a lot of this stuff that we used to go over in sales meetings, but you can watch that weekend update every Friday, go over all the weekly stuff going on at Samson. So I try to keep it short, 10 to 15 minutes. Sarah subbed a couple weeks ago, so that one's still finishing up. But if you had to pause and come back to it, I certainly understand about that. But just a quick reminder that weekend update sits on the Cardinal Nest most of the time during the week as well, so you can catch up on all.
And guys, keep in mind, the reason we did this, we split our Cardinals because we know they got long, but they're still super important to us. And we wanted to make sure we recognized everybody. We split our welcomes because, again, we know it gets long. We didn't want our sales meeting to continue going hours and hours. So we segmented these things out into different areas so that you can pop in and pop out. The weekend updates is all the things that are going to happen for the very next week. And that's super important for you to watch to keep you locked in. And again, it's a quick video that you can play, and you don't even have to look at Donnie's ugly mug. You can do it while you're driving down the road, but just listen to all the things that are coming up. Well, I was nice to you earlier, so now I've got to be back to my regular self. But for this sales meeting, it's major announcements. We're locked and loaded on meat that we can pour into you, and then you can watch the other stuff as you have time.
Absolutely. So without further ado, we're going to go to our first guest speaker, Mr. Shively. You out there? Get ready, Bethany, or somebody welcome him in into the chat there. But Adam Shively's fantastic. He's got Four State Real Estate Group and been a fantastic family member of ours that has been a growing force in West Virginia. One of our top, 5, 10, 15 salesmen in the company every week, every month, and really just super thankful to have Adam join our team, a couple years ago and help us grow West Virginia. And he's got a lot of great knowledge. He's got a lot of signs in the back. So he needs to get those out to get it. Adam, you need to get those out to new listings to stop parking.
There's only 3 of them, buddy. There's only 3 of them back there.
He's only got left is what he's saying. So
we're good.
And out that if I love me some Adam because he and I talk at night late, and he is like the one person that can match my energy level all the time. And I think he has more energy than I do, which is super exciting. Good morning, Adam.
Sometimes. How's it going, guys?
Good to see you. Are you going to share your screen and run the slides? Or do you want me to
think I can. I think I can do that. You know how I am with this stuff. I don't know.
So Aaron, there's a big share button at the bottom that's green.
Oh, good. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go back over there. Share screen.
There you go.
Maybe.
Get your slides and rock and roll. There you go.
There you go.
So proud of you, Adam.
All right, man. Technology. I got this. All right. So
he's also working on dot loop at the top in case you need to get to that later.
Right. Yeah, that's an offer I'm getting through here. So yeah. So for those of you guys that don't know me, I'm going to do my best to respect the time of everybody because that's what this is about today. I have a presentation called Managing Your Minutes. And I do this because I produce at a very high volume as an individual. Okay. And I don't have a lot of buyer's agents and team people and stuff. I have a contract coordinator, Jared Katashian up in Bel Air, who's fantastic. So any Bel Air people out there, Jared's the man. Thank him for me. I thank him every day. So he helps me with my contracts. But essentially, let's see here. I move my button here. I came into this as a middle school teacher and a basketball coach back in 2002. And I have severe ADHD. So I'm all over the place. So I need time management. I've learned over the years that I calendar everything. I mean, everything. So because if there's a fly on the wall, I go after it. If there's a moth in the air, I'm trying to grab it. There's so much going on that I need a time management structure. And then I need to be disciplined to go and actually do what I have in my calendar. I'm licensed in all 4 states, so West Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. And that puts me on the road a lot. So I don't necessarily abide by all the traffic laws. And I tend to be doing a lot while I'm driving down 81 and stuff. So it's scary. But in 2024, as an individual, I did 38 listing sides, 31 buy sides, about 26 million. There were about 6 deals that were off the MLS that I sold. And, I coordinate my life around my calendar, as I told you. And I focus my family stuff on there. I put my family events on that calendar in a different color. I put my, my dinners with my wife on that calendar. Everything has its space. And that time blocking is probably the biggest thing that I can tell you has been kind of my golden ticket to life in general and keeping everyone happy. But you have to actually abide by what you put in there. That calendar is my law. It's my Bible. And I just use my Google Calendar for that. It's pretty cool. It's what I do. So I hope this little course I'm about to do, it brings you back a little bit, because a lot of us that have been in the industry a long time, and a lot of us that, you know, study time management and look at things, understand what the 80-20 rule is. It's a relationship. The 80-20 rule is a relationship that says that input and output are never balanced. All right. So when you apply your 80-20 rule to your work, it means that approximately 20% of your efforts produce 80% of the results. Okay. So I have a few tips to talk about. And I want you guys, I don't have a chat screen up beside me, and I don't know how to do that. So if you have questions, Sarah, can you tell me and just say, shut up, Adam, for a second? Can you do that for me? Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know how to get the pictures of the people and the chat screen up at the same time. It's probably really easy.
Let's focus on
you show your slides, Red.
Do your slides, buddy.
I got you, man. I got you. Okay, so when you take a look at the 80-20 rule, it not only helps you to organize your work life, but it also brings in something about life in general. 20% of your colleagues and your clients probably give you 80% of your support and your financial satisfaction. These guys are your advocates. They're your true helpers in your business. And it's also kind of like that in your family. You have friends and family members who would be there for you under any circumstances. These are the folks that you keep in your 20%, right? These are the people that you want to focus your attention on. They're your main supporters, whether it be in your house and your family, your best buddies and your friends from high school and college. These are the guys that and the girls that make your life complete. And you want to make sure that you're giving the attention to those people. In the world today, I mean, we're always scrolling and we're always reading, crap on Facebook and social media and things. And they're not, we know they're not our true friends. And that 80% of the people sometimes consume a lot of our time. We're worried about what these people are doing in their lives, and they have no bearing on us. And when you think about the other agents in the area and you look at what they're doing in their businesses and stuff, and you're reading about it and you're getting frustrated, or you're looking at things and you're saying, that's your 80%. Those guys are off to the side. They don't affect your day to day. And the whole point of this, is to make sure that you remember, and this is kind of your reminder, to put your true focus on the 20% of people that are your advocates, that are your true colleagues, that are your people that are going to send you your business, and then go ask for it. Make sure they are reminded every day that they are your 20%. They're your VIP list. I was just talking to a great lender out here, Byron Reed, who I respect tremendously. And he and I go to lunch about every month. And he said, Adam, you got to update your VIP list with me this week. And I said, all right, that's cool. So he's kind of an accountability guy, So he and I are sitting down and we're updating our VIP list together. And these are the people that we will reach out to ask and talk to about business, and make sure they remember who we are and what we're doing, and add people to that list that have become VIPs over the last year in 2025. So take care of them and they will take care of you. I will say that probably 70% of those deals are coming from that sphere of influence, that 20% who remember me when real estate comes up. All right.
Good advice. Good advice.
Yeah. You're going to ask yourself, what do you really want to do with your professional life and your time? What 20% of your work should be focused on? These are your ongoing and ever-changing, questions and challenges for you. What are you grateful for? Right? That always comes into my world, because if you can find what you're grateful for in your day-to-day life and what you're doing every day, you can reach out to that aspect of your personal life and find business there. Because if you're grateful for them and for those activities, then they're going to be grateful for you and they're going to give back to you. So show the appreciation and show that you're grateful for your true 20% always. All right. So examine that every day. Try to figure out where in your work world, you should be focusing your time. For me, when I always wonder what I'm supposed to be doing and I'm sitting there Because this is, for me and for a lot of us that are here at 9 o'clock in the morning in the freezing cold, because Charlestown's really cold right now. For those of us that are here doing this every day, sometimes we do have downtime. And when I have downtime, that's just more lead generation, because that's number one. So my number one 20% activity is lead generation, and it always defaults to that. If I'm doing nothing and I'm saying, oh, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I got a blank spot on my calendar here, what should I be doing? Lead generation. If it's 4 o'clock on a Wednesday and you just got out of a closing a half hour early and you're looking at your calendar and you go, oh, it's not time to go home yet. It's lead generation time. Let's go make some phone calls. So find those 20% activities and focus on them. All right. I say read less. And when I'm saying this, I'm saying read less because you want to read about your 20%. All right. What's important to you? This is the social media thing. Get off the scroll. Get off the scroll. Go find the 20% stuff. Go find the topics that affect your business and focus your attention and your material on that. Trash the rest. All right. Like this whole, I've learned, I got all caught up in the NAR stuff, right? And I was just in this panic mode in my head for a little while about, oh my God, how is this going to change my business and blah, blah, blah. I just stopped reading about it. It's so stupid. It's not even something that I'm worried about anymore. But I was spending so much time thinking that I had to learn about it and thinking that that was going to be one of my 20%. I have to find ways to get around this. I have to find ways to figure this out. I have to find what to tell my clients. What I'm finding is, as I stop focusing on that, I'm doing the same thing I did before. And the clients are great with that. All right. They know that I care about them.
I'm hearing you say on 1, 2, and 3, the noise, the distractions are all the 80%.
Exactly.
It's all the social media, everything is the 80%. Cut it out, focus on 20.
100% right. And that's the thing is there is social media out there that's important, and that you have, but you have to narrow that down, and you have to find those areas of social media that are important. And that comes back to kind of your group and your sphere and your friends. You're going to get more business out of telling somebody how much you love their kid's basketball game than you are about reading something dumb from what's his face about the NAR stuff. Greg,
right.
Luther or whatever. It's just these people are consumed with it, and we don't need it. So yeah, exactly, Sarah. That's, you get rid of the noise.
Get rid of the noise.
That's what we got, buddy.
All right, so keep current and don't jump. This is a big one for me. Make yourself aware of new technological innovations. Be sure to know that they're there. But if you're using something that works, don't just switch. Just don't switch around your focus. Samson, rolls out so much new technology, and it's great. And they give us so many choices of things that we can choose. But guess where I am? Donnie, do you know what I'm still using?
Dot loop. I see it right there on top of your
I'm not using Dot. I'm using KV Core, man. So it's what I keep, it's my KV Core lead generator. I mean, that's what I'm using. And that's old school for us. We have so many other things, and I love that we pitch all this stuff. But if what you're using works for you, don't spend your 20% switching and learning something new necessarily.
Don't chase the shiny. Stick with what works.
Go with what works. But have a system.
Yes.
Right? That's kind of what that comes back to. You always need a system, but you don't need to always be switching systems because something new and shiny comes out. All right. That's your ADD, like I have, your ADD is going to make you want to grab at that shiny little object in the air in front of you. And you got to keep that under control. And Absolutely. If you have a system, work it, period. But actually jump in there and make that part of your 20%. If you come through my office here and you see me sitting behind my computer screen with my cell phone beside me, I'm probably on my KV Core going back through old leads and old database stuff and finding those buyers and sellers, because they're there, guys. That's the thing. They're there. They're there in the winter. They're there in the summer. And you just have to find their hotspot and get them to work with you today. But they're there, and you got to use those systems, whether they be old or new or whatever. Find something that works, stick with it until it doesn't work anymore. ethics and values. Again, gratefulness, be ethical, show people in the area that you're on a plane that is different, that's on a higher level. And you're going to, if you stay ethical, you stay within your values, and you're going to stay in your 20%. All right. That's number one. So don't, if things start getting tough for you, don't question yourself. And I just had a discussion with Nancy about this on a house that I'm working on. It was a flip house, and these people's house just fell apart in Pennsylvania. They couldn't perform anymore, so they backed out, and it's going to extend out another month for closing. And in the meantime, I got another offer. Well, this guy has a 4-year-old, a 4-month-old, starting a job in Virginia, and he basically called me saying, look, can we get in and do a pre-occupancy lease? I hate pre-occupancy leases. Okay. I don't like them at all. But we're going to do it because I feel like that's the right thing to do. And it's not right to just kick a guy to the curb when he's got, a job starting in a week. So, stay that course, stay ethical, stay in your values, stay in your 20%. All right, so here's some signs real quick. And Donnie, I'm seeing you getting fidgety. Am I hitting my 10 minutes? Here are some signs that's going to help you recognize whether you're spending your time as you should. You're in your 80%. If you're working on tasks other people want you to.
Else is 80%.
What's that?
I was joking. You're in somebody else's 80%.
There you go. Thank you. That's right. So if you're working on tasks other people want you to, but you have no investment in, you're frequently working on tasks that are labeled as urgent. All right, that means you didn't hit them early enough. Okay, so if they're urgent and you're like panicked, you're in your 80%. You're spending time on tasks you're not usually good at doing. Activities are taking a lot longer than expected, and you find yourself complaining all the time.
Outsource that mess.
Yeah, that's right. So those are your 80% items. If you find yourself doing that,
right.
That's a key thing. It's like, yes, that costs a little bit of money, but it lets you focus on the things that are going to make you money and build your business.
Absolutely. The important stuff that you can do, the rainmaking.
Not doing the things that other people can help you do a lot quicker.
Right. That's that. And that comes down to being in your 20%. You're engaged in activities that advance your overall purpose. Assuming you know what that is, and you should know what your purpose is here. You're doing things you have always wanted to do or that make you feel good about yourself. All right. You should go home feeling good about yourself. You should go home down at the bottom. You should go home smiling, You're working on tasks that you don't like, but you're doing them knowing they relate to a bigger picture. There's what that Donnie was talking about there, focusing in on things that if you don't like them, great. But the bigger picture is you're going to do these little things in order to make that bigger deal happen. You're hiring people to do tasks that you're not good at doing or don't like doing. That's where I fail. I have trouble hiring people and delegating tasks. An old boss of mine, Mike's work with Keller Williams back in the day, told me if Adam has trouble with something, he just works harder. That's not, and he would tell me that's not the way to do it, and he's right. You're smiling because you're seeing results. Of course, you're in your 20%, and you're going home at the end of the day with a clear head and a conscience ready for your next challenge.
Absolutely.
It's huge, man. It's so huge. Don't bring your challenges home. Go home feeling like you finished up and you're clear for the day and you're moving along, ready to hit it. Okay.
Absolutely.
Any questions from anybody?
Not yet. Nope. Just comments on your comments.
Gotcha. Everybody good?
Yep.
All right. Focus on these questions, guys, and take this home with you tonight. Really refresh this, because this is old school stuff. This is old school stuff, but it's kind of your refresher. What is your 20%?
You'll ask if you use a coach app.
Do you have a coach now, Adam?
No.
Have you ever had a coach?
I should, but no, I have not. I've thought about that. I've thought about it numerous times. Well,
from the accountability and staying on track, Adam, that would definitely be something that could impact, right?
Oh, without a doubt, a coaching program would be fantastic. My thing, one of my goals here is to try to figure out whether or not saying that I'm going to do it this year, whether or not I'm going to develop a team atmosphere. And when I do, I'm not just going to jump into that. That's something that I'm going to dig into with a coach for sure, and try to figure out what the right step is for that, because like I said, I'm working my tail off all the time.
Well, and I think a lot of what you're talking about here, Adam, is a lot of the things that you talk about with a coach is finding that 20%. And it's finding that, and it's almost like I was talking about coaching. It's really important to find a game plan and accountability. Well, that's really what you're doing here, right? It's like find that game plan. You do all this stuff, but find what's the 20% that is your most effective stuff and lean into that stuff.
Isolate it and focus on it.
And that's what a coach can help you do.
Right.
And obviously you're giving that message for everybody to step back in their lives and figure out what's important and what's really producing the most fruit for them. But a coach can help that as well. So that's a good question, Lisa. And Samson Plus, Richard put in a plug there, but Samson Plus on the Nest is a great way. If you want somebody to help you get focused and keep you accountable, it's a good idea as well.
But then find your accountability partners in the office. I come to the office every day if I'm not on the road. And here at the office, I mean, we have some awesome, every Samson office has some amazing producers. So that's one of the things that, when I sold my company and came here, I wanted to be surrounded by people that were better than me. I didn't want to be, the one that was always producing the most.
Sarah hangs out with me a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, for the
I know Sarah. But find those people that can help you and have the discussions, have the hard conversations, the difficult conversations with them. Find out what they're doing different. I can tell you, I probably bother Christy Edwards all the time in the office here. If she's on, I don't know if she's on here, but and Meredith and them at the A team and talk to them about some of the things, some of the challenges that I'm having, and we rattle off with each other. So we're kind of each other's coaches, and
well, and I will say, as we wrap up, Adam, one of the things that Adam has done religiously is attend mastermind groups, whether it be the company mastermind or trying to start his own. Christy says she's always there for you, Adam.
Yes.
But what I would say for you is attend those masterminds and get in with people that are having similar challenges, because they will help you through it, and it does help hold you accountable. Well, Adam, thank you so much.
Thanks, Adam.
For sharing all
Thanks,
your
guys.
wisdom with us today.
Corey raised his hand. Let's check in on Corey there.
Corey, can you
Corey,
unmute?
you look good in that jacket today, buddy. Look at you,
You're
man.
styling.
Thank you. Hey, I appreciate it. I'll take every compliment I can get. I just wanted to kind of piggyback off the 80-20 because, you guys had mentioned, you had to delegate some of that work. And for some of the people maybe on this call, maybe thinking about, joining a team, and that might be a good way for you to focus on that 20%, right? So you're not having to figure out how to do the transaction coordinator and how to do, the lead generation stuff, right? You can leverage being part of a team so that you can focus on just the prospecting and closing more deals. Whether, you can also get into the mentoring stuff as well. But, that's an idea maybe for some of the people on this call to kind of think about too is, yeah, you may be splitting some of that money, but you don't have to hire the transaction coordinator and some of the other functions that are more administrative.
You do best, because you cannot be an expert in all the things all the time to operate at 100 miles an hour in the right direction.
Yep. I love it. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Great
input.
feedback.
Thanks, Adam. Thank you, Corey.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you soon, Adam.
We'll see you soon,
Thank
guys.
you very much. I'll be here.
We'll be at HQDU out there in Charlestown in 2 weeks from today. Next week, National Harbor, 2 weeks, we'll be at Charlestown. So want to stop here. We're going to have Arturo in a second, but want to ask a couple questions, get a little participation from the crowd here. So again, raise your hand and we'll unmute you and make you focus here. But what are you noticing in your local market? Traffic, sales, days on market. We're now 2 weeks into the new year. We've had some time for these new listings to come out. A little bit of set in what 2025's traffic pattern looks like. We did have a little snow, but what are you guys noticing in the market, in all your different markets, the first couple weeks? Raise your hand. We'll pop in and get your feedback. Everybody raise their hand at once. Perfect. And and Jojo, I would love for you to hang out with us more. I see you there on the chat. Okay, well, there you go. Corey's going to pop in for us. Thank you,
Unmute, Corey.
Unmute yourself.
What I'll say, I'm in the doing a lot in the Prince George's, Montgomery County areas where I do a lot of my business. In DC as well, and I've seen probably over the last week a lot of the listings that have been lingering during the holiday period have gone under contract. So I am starting to see a pickup in the number of showings and people writing offers. So I think, kind of the message I'm putting out to my database is that, this is kind of the time. And I normally notice that around the second, third week of January, people are kind of through the holiday kind of thing and kind of back on, looking at homes and so forth. And also calling about putting their house on the market in the spring. So this is like the time where, I start getting, those kind of phone calls to come out, take a look.
Yeah, calling about, hey, I want to talk about listing my home. This is a big month for listing appointments and a big month to get listings on the market. So thanks for the feedback, Corey. I love it. I saw some of y'all on the Facebook group talking about open houses and the traffic and getting overwhelmed by a lot of the market out there. So JH.
Hello, good morning. Unmute yourself, JH.
Good morning, Donnie, Sarah, and all of you Samsonite family members. Welcome and happy New Year plus 14 days. Thanks to all you all do, Donnie, Sarah, and Samson for us agents, and all you agents for holding up the professional banner that you do and the standards. What I'm seeing simply is buyers who are unwilling to make the commitment to get a letter from a lender, get a letter from the lender. That deal's not there. If they think they're investors, they never will be in this market. Anything that's close to a deal. On the listing side, new construction seems to have been slowed down by our recent. If it was going to deliver in January or February, it seems to have been slowed down by our recent storms. And so that's been an impact for me, but there seems to be significant activity. It's just maybe a little bit storm delayed, but there's a buyer for every property, it seems, that's well priced. But I see a lot of them lingering 70 days and beyond though.
Those people that were priced too high need to react to where that market is for it. But I think what I'm hearing a lot of people is if they go out there priced correctly, they're still getting multiple offers and tons of interest in those properties and really busy open houses. So
Tammy, why don't you unmute and tell us about your open house traffic? And then Christy's saying that she sees the same things, home that have been on the market that are still now under contract in multiple offer situations. Joan Stansfield says she has her strongest January ever, 6 settlements. You go, JoJo.
There you go, JoJo.
With your 6 settlements and a great Monday, 2 seller appointments booked, 2 buyers reaching out. So it definitely sounds like the activity's there. What are you seeing, Tammy? Unmute yourself. Oh, I'll let you.
There we go.
There you go.
All right, great. So I had an open house at a condo in Crystal City for $900,000. It was a 3-bedroom, and we had great traffic. I always do a neighbor open followed by a regular open, and it's always an MLS for the public, even the neighbor open. But it reminded me to always invite the neighbors because this was a 3-bedroom condo. I had 8 neighbors. 2 of them wanted to move up from a 1-bedroom. So I kind of forgot that about condos. So that's something to keep in mind when you're trying to sell these condos. They can be a little bit challenging in the upper price ranges sometimes. But I had 8 neighbors. I had 1 showing and then 3 buyers. So most of the buyers this time of year are just starting out. So it's super important this time of year for us to do these open houses and pick up buyers who aren't attached to anybody yet.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, as we queue up Arturo, I'll just close out this segment. Carmen says, look at that. Carmen says that a new construction neighborhood in Rockville has sold out of their deliveries for 2025 and is already selling into 2026. Guys, that's crazy.
There you go.
Wow.
Lots of activity.
Arturo,
wow.
Set award. I love it.
You've got lots of cool colors and textures there, Arturo.
Where is
Building
that
the studio. I'll give the tour later. It's the let's call it the Alexandria office studio, but yeah, it's part of our Major Keys set, if you will.
Awesome.
Well, thank you. Hard work pays off. No, I'll piggyback off of what you guys are seeing on the market. January 1st, it's a spring market. We had 19 offers on that house. We listed in Lorton. We have 1 closed this year, 7 more under contract for the month of January already. it is, regardless of rates, they're out there, just finding them. And what you just said was so true. Open houses, these buyers are just starting. I got, I think, 4 different text messages in the last week or so. It's like, hey, we're getting everything ready to start looking at the house. It's a new year, da da da. They're vocalizing their goals if you build a good relationship with them. But if you haven't, this is the time to reach out or put yourself in front of them for sure.
Conversation.
So Arturo, you lead the Major Key Real Estate team. Let me give a 5-second reset on who you are. Your team, how many members you got? How much volume roughly did you guys do last year?
We are a hybrid team of full-time dual career and investing agents, if you will. So we have a total of 21 roster. 6 of us are full-time. About 7 of us are dual career, and the other 4 or 5 do their own projects, flips, dabbles, and stuff like that. Administrative work too. So we have 2 on there. We're in Alexandria. We closed about 100 deals last year, a little bit over 50 million. And honestly, we're here to do the one thing that they just talked about. Adam talked about it, and then I forgot the other gentleman's name. I apologize. He said leverage. Guys, that's all I got to talk to you guys about, because man, without that, you are really going to be limited or hindered as to what you can do. So sorry, what else were you asking there? The ADDH is real.
Yeah, ADHD in full effect. Zach, Justin, there you go.
That's the best of us, Arturo. That's the best of us.
Yeah.
Mine is super, super hyper. So yes.
So you got
All right.
slide here. I can move your slides for you to talk about. So you're going to talk about leverage with us today.
Yeah. So again, my name is Arturo, Major Key, one of the team leads, and I want to start by saying that because it's not easy to do this by yourself, and you do need a couple of people to help guide the herd, if you will, for lack of better terms. But yeah, what I'm talking about is going to be leverage. It's not about writing the perfect offer, because I promise I still don't even know how to do that myself. What we want to do is basically highlight the fact that leverage is the secret sauce to real estate. It's literally everything that makes your life easier, faster, and hopefully a lot more profitable. It's about having the time to do those meaningful tasks, like we were talking about the 80-20. Pareto's principle is very, very, very real. If you do not know what you're spending your time on, look at the results that you're getting, because that result is the result of the 20% of the time that you're wasting doing absolutely nothing, possibly. The types of leverage, you said it at the end of the last presentation, team leverage. He ended up saying, if you can't hire somebody or don't know how to train this is why you join a team. Yes, a team leverage in this instance, though, could refer to you as a solo agent with a transaction coordinator and administrative remote help, somebody along those lines. So let's start with what the definition of leverage was. Again, it's just using other people's time, money, or skills to make your life easier. It's about using people, technology to do more without burning yourself out, really. The types of leverage, team leverage. Here's the truth with team leverage. If you're doing everything yourself, negotiating deals, answering every single email, showing every house, you're basically the equivalent of a human in a hamster wheel, just running around in circles, and really going to find out that, yeah, you can get speed, but you're not going to get further than where you are. And I say this because there's a limit to what you physically, solo agent, can possibly do with your time. If you're doing all of those things, how many buyers can you possibly be going out and showing on one given day? You're limited. Having somebody help you even just write offers or help with the transaction coordination side frees up an abundance of time. You go from limiting yourself to possibly 3 clients in a weekend to 5. That is a game changer. That's how you multiply this by 2, 3, 4x. When I say hire a team, it means, again, get a good marketing person, a personal assistant, a transaction coordinator. It's not necessarily go and join a team. Now, the beauty is there are so many different teams that offer so many different things that they've leveraged out, that is why you join a team. It's got very little to do with the split. It's got everything to do with what you get out of the value for what you're paying. So when you're solo, it's super hard. And Adam said this, to hire people to delegate the stuff that you don't want to do, to let go. I promise you, if you can do this and find the right admin, you can definitely get your time back to focus on all the other stuff that you really don't even want to do, like respond to your clients' emails when they're pissed off and all the other fun stuff. But at least the administrative task is not those things that are the busy work that don't move you forward, don't move that needle forward. And honestly, if they're really good, they're going to do all the work without questioning your sanity or asking if you need therapy. So find an admin that you can get along with. That's the other thing. It's not just go hire somebody and think that you have it figured out. Hire somebody who understands you, who knows what your goals are and where you're trying to go. The next type of technology, or leverage, I should say, is technology. A lot of people on my team, It's funny. They used to tell me they got a sinking feeling in their stomach whenever they'd have to go and respond to everybody from the open houses. Um, because you're still living in the dark ages if you're doing that one by one or emailing them individually. You might as well be writing a letter in Morse code to them because that is archaic technology. Get a CRM, automate as much as you can. And this is, again, a solo agent can do this for themselves. You automate with the CRM, you're going to use scheduling tools, email sequences, and all those things that make it look like you're working 100 hours when you're really just at home sitting on TikTok scrolling. That's kind of what you want to get a CRM to actually help you get more done. What was that?
Only a couple more days to TikTok scroll, buddy.
I know you're gonna have to find another, you're gonna have to find another outlet.
I deleted mine, so don't worry. We are good on that end. The other type of leverage is financial. Guys, OPM, other people's money. It's incredible. And leverage in real estate with other people's money doesn't mean go buy $10,000 worth of leads versus, hey, you saw that investment. You've seen the investor you're working with do a deal. Why haven't you figured out how to make those two equate for yourself? One of the things I love on our team is that finally we have a little group of a couple of the teammates that are investing together, but they're leveraging other people's money. They're pulling together, finding the plays, hard money, and managing a project to then return them 10x on what their actual investment is. That's the kind of thing that you want to be able to look at. And again, specific properties have specific, obviously, ups and downs. I'm not going to go into investment. There's risk with all this. But we as realtors, if we see it happening, we see a good deal, we can identify it. Don't be scared to say, hey, listen, this is something I should be exploring for myself. Other people's money, if you can use it, honestly, it's like getting somebody else to pay for your lunch and you eat it too. It's pretty cool. It's pretty smart, but let's figure out how to actually make it work for you individually. The last type of leverage that I really love is networking, which is nothing more than a fancy word of saying, make friends with people who know stuff you don't. That's all networking is. Mortgage brokers, contractors, home inspectors, these people are like the Avengers of your real estate team. You don't have to be the expert at everything when you have a solid squad, which is the best advice that I think anybody could ever give myself and everybody else. When I got started, it was really silly how I was trying to figure out who I am and why I don't know everything about the lending side. I never will. It's hard enough to keep up with the contracts with real estate, let alone the lending side. So for me, those are the big things as far as networking, getting yourself the right people, surrounding yourself with the right people. Honestly, guys, this is the dirty secret of real estate. If you really want to figure out how to crank it up, you don't need to be an expert. You just need to know a guy who is a good contractor. You're golden. Even better if you know a great mortgage broker. Those are the type of networking or leverages, I should say, that you can apply whether you're solo, individual, on a team, just starting, but figure out which one fits you. This is what we were talking about earlier when we said the shiny object. The shiny object isn't always the best fit for what you're doing. Different people on my team have different needs. So for us to try to leverage the exact same thing for every single one would be a waste of time. Adam, best advice I can give you if you're starting a team, brother, make sure that who you're hiring, it has a different position and how you best support them. And that's literally nothing more than providing help with leverage. That's it. So the benefits of leverage, quick 2 minutes on this, obviously it gives you your time back. Hire an admin so you can spend the time doing what you're actually good at, which is negotiating, showing homes and telling their clients, yes, your offer is strong when you really know it's not. The real benefit is obviously keeping your sanity. Hire people to handle those menial tasks so you don't end up like the agent who hasn't seen sunlight in a couple of weeks, thinking that their clients are their only friends that they still have. I've been there. I know what that's like. Figure out how to get out of that groove, and it's super hard. Until you identify what you need, it's hard to say that somebody's going to give you the right solution. So what you said, Adam, focus on that 20. What is that 20 that'll get you? Focus on that, figure that out, and then start leveraging from there. Delegate, automate, get your time back. Increase client satisfaction. I can say this 100%. When you are under deadlines and you don't have the bandwidth to even pick up the phone, let alone respond, it looks pretty shitty. I'm going to use my French there for that reason. It looks crappy on all ends to your clients, to your consumers, to the experience, which is what they will remember more than anything else. They're not going to remember the paperwork. They're not going to remember what title company they use. No offense, Cardinal's awesome. they are going to remember how they felt during that transaction, how you made them feel, what kind of vibe you gave them. So if you realize that, that has directly to do with how much attention or how much time you have to give them because you did or did not delegate all those menial tasks, like order the signpost and get the brochure and do all these things for yourself. It's kind of like, as an example, going to the dentist, and the dentist is the guy checking you in. He's also the guy cleaning the bathroom. He's also the guy writing the paperwork, the bill. You kind of want to know that the best person is doing the best possible job for you. So that's where it's, hey, I have a team. My assistant is helping me out with paperwork. They're going to be communicating through us throughout the whole process and helping us out. So if there's anything that you need and I'm not immediately available, you have a second point of contact. That right there makes it look like, hey, it's not just him trying to figure out how to drive this thing by himself. So this, again, this is geared for both solo agents, high producing agents, brand new agents, agents that are doing 30, 20 million. You can always figure out how to leverage to get to the next level. And that goes into the last thing, which is, well, second to last, increased scalability. Leverage lets you scale faster. Here's the truth. There is no one who's going to care how hard you work unless you actually get results done. Spending all day on Canva didn't get you more deals, didn't do anything for you. That's one of those tasks that, yeah, it's fun to do. It's a cool little project, but at what point in time do you realize that I could be on the phone, possibly speaking to two other people that do like me, that are my ambassadors, like you're talking about, those people that are your chair people? No, instead I'm gonna lock in for the next 3 hours and figure out how to do a poster so I can post it on Instagram to my 12 followers. That's not what I want you guys to try to do. Stop. I use Instagram.
You got one more today than you had yesterday.
My hamster just followed me, so we're good.
Awesome. Well, one of the things I want to tie in there was you had said that you hire someone you like, that you can get along with, which is super important because you've got to have that personal relationship. But at the same time, you can't hire yourself, because if you hire yourself, you're going to run into the same problem. They're going to have the same distractions, the same strengths. You need to hire that person that has the strengths that you don't have, or that are doing the activities that you're trying to leverage away from and delegate out. So find somebody you like, but make sure they have the right skill set. Don't just hire the same person over and over and over, because you're just magnifying your problems and you're not getting anything more done than what you did to start with.
So true. Oh God, if there was two of me here, I don't think the world can handle that. We'd be working at Walmart as greeters, and that would be a weird thing. But yeah, you're absolutely right. If anybody's ever met my wife or had the pleasure of meeting her, she has the ability to correct me in its pulse and know when my BS is way off the. She'll tell me instantly, but that's because she's the polar opposite of me, and that's the only reason that's not the only reason. Great relationship, great. Oh God, I'm digging a hole. Point of the matter is we work well together because we are not the exact same type of person. And that goes into what you're saying. I definitely want you guys to know that if you find somebody that you like, that's a good thing, but that isn't what you should be looking for. Skills is first, identifying what you need to get rid of, as far as leveraging or delegating to somebody else. So matching those two, then the personality fits after. You've got a great hire. You've got somebody you should keep and help you rise to the next level. Sorry, were you saying something, Sarah?
I'm just laughing at William, because he said if we had 2 Arturos, we would need 10 lanes.
So what your last point there was financial growth was a benefit?
So this is just leverage. It's not just a shortcut. It's financial growth, financial freedom, at least financial survival. Leveraging other people's money to grow your real estate empire. How do I say this? If you can figure out how to work with somebody else to provide in real estate a property that can cash flow, that right there is the financial growth or leverage from somebody else. That isn't money that you had to go and get the whole 350,000, 500,000, whatever it is for you to purchase that property as a rental. So that's kind of the financial growth. That's one of the examples that goes into it too. Honestly, you want to go on relying from the commissions of selling houses to setting up something that can give you a definition of wealth or freedom, like I said. Because if not, honestly, guys, we're all just one deal away from making another bad podcast about how the real estate market is rigged. On today's episode, how's the market doing for you guys?
Right.
Fantastic.
I'm telling you, for me, it's just a couple of examples would be if you're running on fumes, if you're trying to answer phone calls and you can't as a solo agent, if you're figuring out how to make a post or even record a video to then put it out there, figure out how to get somebody administrative who can help you on the social media side. That's clearly what you're needing. If you are struggling with writing offers and that takes you the better part of an hour or two, there are people who literally, as agents and non-licensed agents, I would recommend finding a licensed one first, can help you do this, and they can do this within 15 minutes. You can literally be writing and getting 2 hours of your time and your life back. And that could be, you can go crazy and say, yeah, I want to double my business and go prospect or call. But guess what? I'm in a different speed, which is what I realized in everyday in real estate. I want to go and spend the time with my kids that are 11 to 2 years old because they're not going to be those ages anymore. That's why I figured out this leverage thing does work. That's the biggest takeaway for me. It's what is important to you. It does me no good to tell you that you leverage all this to get your social media post game to 100 if that's not what matters to you. Figuring out what matters and identifying that, then how to delegate that from one to the other. Don't just hire somebody because that's what the next person did or that's because that's what worked for them. Figuring out what works for you. Other than that, I mean, the examples would be something like a CRM. Again, just something simple, automating the emails, text message communications and things like that. You could do that as a solo agent with the beautiful systems and tools that we provide here at Samson. So Donny, Sarah, thank you guys for everything. Honestly, that part of the reason that we have any success here at Major Keys because we're here at Samson. Samson and Cardinal are freaking amazing. So thank you guys. And with that, any questions on your end?
Thank you for
Awesome
dropping
stuff,
your nuggets because, I think the key is it's finding what your driver is and then figuring out your path, leveraging the resources that you have, the technology, the people. Joan's point of, hire the right person, fire quickly if they're not, is critical to keep that right staff members or the right positions around you, even if it's not staff. It could be leadership partners like you have, Arturo, or admin support like Adam has with Jared. It could be a lot of different things, but finding the right leverage point and then really focusing every day on your why, keeping that accountability in place. And that's something that you guys are going to hear regardless of how your tenure is in the market as far as an agent, whether you're brand new or whether you're 20 years or whether you sell one house or you sell 100 houses. Those pieces are consistently what's going to help you grow.
Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, thank you, Arturo. Appreciate all your
Thank you,
time.
Arturo.
Any questions, anybody? I just want to make sure, or we're out of time too. So
We're good.
No, we're good. And I've been
We've been
watching.
answering them in
Yeah,
the
we've
chat
been answering them in the chat.
So awesome stuff, buddy. Appreciate it. We're going to
no
bring
problem.
in
Thank you guys.
here as Carrie, Lindsey, our president of Cardinal, comes up. Want to show our capture rates for last month. Maryland, West Virginia, or Virginia, West Virginia, 50% of our buy sides.
Go, guys.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Maryland, DC, we're working on it. 33%, 45% overall. You can see this chart here to see your region, see your office, what region you're in, and kind of where we can grow on that. Looks like we're obviously crushing it. That Northern Virginia, Central Virginia is doing great. Maryland, West Virginia, Panhandle. We need to work a little bit in that DC, Maryland Metro, and that Baltimore region. Get those capture rates back up to that line, and we'll all eat better. And guys, we've said it a million times, but obviously we can't make anybody do anything. But we ask for that opportunity to earn your business at Cardinal because I think they do a great job. And the more we get these capture rates up and we support them, the more that we can do great things for you guys in 2025 and continue to grow Samson in an even more effective way. So now here's Carrie. Good to see you, Carrie. How are things over at Cardinal?
Things are busy. It's a good January. Things are great.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Bringing in lots of contracts so far.
Lots of contracts. Yeah, we're
And
off to a good start.
December was fantastic.
December was
For
fantastic.
December.
For December.
Yeah, for
I
December.
know,
Yeah.
but
I think we can beat in January, February,
Of
March.
course we can.
It was a good December.
December. It was a good December.
Yeah,
So-
we had a lot of good months there.
Who were some of your award winners last month?
So in December, our processor of the month is Rosanna, who's a processor here in Chantilly downstairs.
Nice
Excellent.
job, Rosanna.
We have Nikki, our post closer of the month, who's a post closer in our Lake Ridge office.
There you go, Nikki.
Well,
Good job, Nikki.
congratulations.
And Garrett Mooney, our
Ah,
longest serving,
Garrett.
working at Cardinal for 9 years, is our above and beyond winner and very well
You know,
deserved.
Garrett
He was such a
always
baby
has
when
a
he started.
smile on his face.
He does. He
And
does.
how
Garrett
he
is
worked here for
tremendous.
9 years because he still looks like he's 10.
Well, he's been doing a great job for
Yes.
9 years, and we're
Oh,
thrilled to
love
have him recognized.
Nice job, Garrett.
Oh, we had some 2024 winners.
We did.
Oh, we had year winners.
So for the year, Christine Richard is our processor of the year. Christine processed 460 files in the year 2024.
That's a few files.
It's a few.
lot.
That's almost
Yeah.
40 a month.
Yeah.
You go,
Amazing.
Christine.
Amanda P is also amazing. She's in our Columbia office and she was recognized as our post closer of the year.
Awesome. Great job, Amanda.
Fantastic.
You know how seriously we take the quality of surveys?
Yes.
We look at all of them and we computed who had the very highest quality of survey for 2024. And it's Louise Nelson.
Oh, wow. Way to go, Louise. Awesome.
And we also have a Cardinal MVP, a winner, Jessica Springs, who covers both our Charlestown and
West
Hartford.
Virginia.
There you go, Jessica.
Nice job.
West Virginia.
Now, guys,
Yes.
if you want to influence the winners each month and you want to influence the winners for the year, fill out those surveys because they read each and every one. So when you fill out the surveys, they get the results and the processors and the post closures and all get the kudos. When you delete them and don't respond, you may not be helping your person that you love.
There you go.
Yeah.
Simple tip.
We've got a hand up there from Sheila.
Yeah, we
Let's see
do.
what she's
Sheila,
got
why
to
don't
say.
you unmute?
So yeah, I wanted to use Cardinal, but who's my contact? I'm in the Bowie office. So I had a situation that I had someone have a question for a title company, and I didn't even know who to contact. So where's that information?
Lauren Hennish is the attorney in our Bowie office. Efren is also working there. So you have two Cardinal people in the office there. I would suggest starting with Lauren. He's great.
So guys, just for anybody that doesn't know, we do have on the Cardinal Nest a Cardinal title page. Cardinal Nest has all the answers to everything, but you can click the logo at the top. It gives you all of the people that are assigned to each individual location. You can also go and ask your agent experience specialist that's assigned to every office or the office admin or manager, and they will be happy to make all of those introductions for you.
And Melissa just posted the Cardinal Title Group link.
Yes, thanks,
That's
Melissa.
on there. But when in doubt, obviously, always reach out to somebody local, that agent experience specialist or local manager admin, like Sarah said, and we'll connect you for sure.
Corey said Lauren's great.
Lauren
Fantastic.
is super. You're in great hands with Lauren.
Awesome. Well, good question there. I appreciate that. So we got courthouse closed
Courthouse closing.
January 20th. It's probably too late to schedule around there, but at least
Yes.
it's good to know that that's
Yes.
closed on Monday,
But we
right?
have holidays coming up in
Yeah,
February.
February 17th, the courthouse is closed again. And the courthouse was closed for a few days because of the snow. So that
Boo.
delayed everything too. So just something to keep in mind. Obviously not something we can control, but when we can't record, we can't disperse. So people aren't getting their money, their payoffs are delayed. And that's how we
Their
always
interest
collect the
payments are a
extra
little
interest.
higher.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So, beyond our control, we'll keep everybody in the loop, but the courthouses were closed for a few days last week.
But the important piece of that is schedule around that, make sure you plan and then communicate it appropriately to your clients that who may be sitting there expecting the money or who may be expecting a certain money back from their escrow accounts. It may just be a little less because of the interest payoff difference in a couple of days, or it may be delayed because of the courthouse. Just communicate with your clients regularly as well. They'll be doing the same thing.
And then I just wanted to remind everybody, Cardinal Title Group puts together these great trends. You all bring your contracts in. They evaluate each one of them, anywhere from 125 to 150 a week, sometimes higher, hopefully higher in the spring. And then we're putting out those great contract trends emails, normally Wednesday, Thursday, but they typically show you, what's going on with all the contracts, right?
Yeah. It's great information to have. And those commissions are still really looking strong. So we're thrilled about that.
Yeah, I
That's
think
awesome.
I normally go over there as the weekend update, but I think last week we had 97% of them were paying buyer agents still in the
Typically,
contracts.
it's averaging between 97 and 99%.
Yeah.
And 97% of those gave out 2% or higher. So it's something we're tracking all the time to make sure that we're on top of what's going on out there in the marketplace.
Absolutely. Use those when you're setting expectations with your clients. Use them when you're setting expectations to write offers. It's really helpful to know what's going on, especially if you're disconnected. Stay connected.
Awesome. Well, good stuff. Just a reminder, always give those reviews. We love them. They
We do.
continue to bring us good stuff. And guys, give us that opportunity to earn your business. Carrie's got a fantastic team at Cardinal, and she's leading a great ship there. And if you give them an opportunity, I think they'll do a good job earning your
Absolutely.
business.
Thank you. We will definitely do our best, especially Maryland people. If you haven't given us a try, please do. We have the best team we've ever had in both Maryland and DC. So hope if you haven't given us a try, you will.
There you
Awesome.
go.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
Thank you,
Carrie.
everybody. Thank you.
Appreciate y'all. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to Carrie or Reed or any of the great Cardinal Title Group staff to get their input. So awesome stuff there. I'm going to dive back into the Q&As here because I didn't get through all my topics.
Yes.
I wanted to hop to Arturo's here. So let me, I'm going to do this one. So one thing you did great in 2024 that you were really spurred your business. And a lot of times, guys, it's not bragging, but something that you have put it in your business that might have really affected your business in a positive way. We can all get positive enforcement from, be like, oh, maybe I should try that. So don't think of it as, oh, I'm going to stand and I'm too humble to brag about something I put in my business. We want to hear those successes because there's 240, 250 people on this call, and they can all benefit from hearing what went good for you. So one good thing you did in your 2024 business that helped your business grow.
So raise your hand or you can drop it in the chat. Stayed sober 1 year. Congratulations on that. That's fantastic.
That's fantastic. Sarah, how many days have you been sober?
I have actually at least 9 months.
9 months?
Yes.
That's not real.
Oh no, I didn't. I had a glass of wine at one of the Christmas parties.
That's not real.
I've cut out wine.
I work next to her every day. I had no idea about that.
I'm trying to be healthy.
Good for you, Sarah. That's fantastic. Prudence, I want to answer you.
Let's talk.
Because Prudence, you've been crushing the leaderboard. Yes. So unmute yourself, Prudence. We want to hear from you. Did we allow her to unmute?
Yes, I asked her to. Yep.
Okay, excellent.
Prudence,
you got to hit unmute. We've allowed you to now.
You got to hit the bottom left.
Perfect. Happy New Year, everyone. How are you doing? Okay, I just want to share that 2024 was an amazing year for me. I was part here, part in Africa. I have some real estate projects going on there. So I was telling myself that I still have to meet a target of 10 million, even if I'm not in the US for the whole year. And in 8 or 7 months total that I spent in the US, I was still able to reach that goal. I actually found out that one of the builders that I worked with forgot to put 2 transactions. And thanks to Sarah, I was able to go track each transaction and find out that I was missing some on the MLS. So that's something that each person should do.
What were the things that helped you be so successful, even though you weren't here for a good chunk of the year? Because I see your names consistently always on our top leaderboard. So what do you think it's working?
I think one thing that worked perfectly for me was building a good relationship with a few quality people that consistently would be acquiring investment properties, specifically in West Virginia, but that will also be referring other people. So a lot of my buyers are outside of the DMV area, but there is a high level of trust that has been built where they trust that I would help them find the right deals. So I think what really worked well was to build that relationship and that trust with a few people and have them be my ambassadors and just be sending referrals. So if I can say anything to anybody right now, is it's not about the number of people that you serve, is the relationship that you build with them and their ability to send you more business. I do not advertise. I don't buy leads. I don't do any of that. But I did 37 transactions last year. So anyway, Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year. So we have a couple more answers here. Hosted 2 home buyer seminars that increased buyer clientele. JoJo traveled a lot more. Nice job. Melissa attended the Eras tour. In London. I don't know how that went her. It didn't help your business. It didn't help your business, friend, but I'm glad you had a good time. Stephanie said decided to stand firm on the business development goals rather than being tempted to deviate. Oh, way to go, not chasing that shiny. And Rieger is eager. I love that. A little play on words. Christina Pearson says, kept 100% of my money. Yes, you did, honey. Show me the money. Love it. Joan said she started each day sharing what they are grateful for and praying with her admin, Kristen.
Love that answer, Jojo.
Yes, absolutely. Lynn says the contract trends. Don't forget to go over it with your clients. Farming and open houses and SOI.
Davina joined Samson. That's one great thing she did in 2024. Yes. I love that one. There you go. Well, good. Guys,
nice job, you guys.
This thing, and I appreciate the wins and the things that helped you build your business, because those are things that we can all learn from to help. You know, and in that same path, I'm going to forward roll here. What's one thing that you want to implement in your business in 2025? It's still early. It's January 15th. We've had these this time to kind of stop and regroup? And what's something that you think that you would want to implement in your business? You know, I don't think we can implement 100 things for the keep your eye off the shiny and stay focused, but give me one thing that you think if you make it a part of your business in 2025, you're going to see that business get better. Thank you, Prudence, for the shout out to Cardinal.
Absolutely.
Corey Lancaster, get my YouTube page more active. That's a great goal.
Oh,
Corey.
love
I
that.
love that.
Yes.
I think that can definitely create some YouTube's I don't think of it that way, but it's the number one viewed thing on the internet. And it was funny. We were at lunch the other day, and for those of you that know my dad, he's not super technologically sound. And my Uncle Casey's at lunch, and they're telling me and my team that we need to push YouTube more. And I'm like, who watches YouTube? And my dad just been like, I was watching YouTube the other day, and we're like, you watch YouTube? So like, if my dad, dude,
there's a video for anything.
And he's on there. Apparently he's down a YouTube hole watching videos and stuff.
That's
so who
hilarious.
knows? So even my dad, who doesn't really love, he doesn't even download apps because he's convinced that it means that they can all watch us whenever we download apps. But he apparently watches YouTube all over the place.
I watched a YouTube video on how to take apart my dishwasher. Like, YouTube is like the source.
Good.
Yes.
I love it. So
and we will have more training coming up on
who
videos
wants the
here
coach?
shortly.
Tawanda,
Yes,
get a coach.
Tawanda, get a coach.
Go to
Nice.
Samson Plus right now.
Professional videos to educate buyers. Nice job, Prudence. Get a YouTube account working and get it populated. So we will have training on video coming out that will be out in the next couple of weeks for all agents. We'll promote that. We'll push it. We'll show you exactly how to do it step by step by step. That's coming. Implement everything, Candace, that you learned at Jumpstart.
Yeah, great
Love
Jumpstart class yesterday by Lynn. For those that couldn't come, we did video. We're going to put it up on Samson University here in the next couple of weeks. So look for that.
Consistency and time blocking and making calls. Again, ADHD. I get it. Better with social media. Already implementing the goals that you have for this year. That's so important. Don't just sit and wait and do it whenever. You've got to do it now. Action starts now. Committing to using a transaction coordinator on the next listing, build out a team so you don't burn out. These are great things, guys.
YouTube is the number 2 search engine. Boomy, I love that. And it's true. Tammy said, have more conversations. Guys, we had Jared James, the top producer, takeover. And a lot of what he talks about was having conversations. I know it's something Casey's harped on in his team meetings is like focusing on having conversations. What conversations can you have in your everyday life that lead to build more relationships and more networking and those kinds of things? And have goals to have conversations with people that we wouldn't normally have. We walk around with like this buried in our phones, but who can we talk to continue to build our network, and who can we have those conversations? And, a lot of times it's pick up the phone and have conversations with we always say past clients, and Jared made a big point of saying past clients isn't a word that you should have in vernacular. They're future clients as well, our future referral partners. So have those conversations. So Deb, you're going to build a domestic and international network.
Love it.
Wow, that's a big goal. I love it, Deb.
Big, hairy, audacious goal.
I love it. So I love that a couple people said they're watching from Florida, which is consistent, which is great. Tammy,
and that extra 10 minutes, and that goes right back to what he just said. The extra 10 minutes, call someone. Guys, sales is a contact sport, which means you have to contact people.
Yes.
I mean, look. Yes, you can hit them, but let's talk to them. Use
That
your
was the
mouth.
weakest
I'm
attempt.
away today. I'll fall off the chair trying
Sarah
to.
forgot to shower today, so we moved the table a little
Oh,
further.
for the love. He said that because earlier I said I didn't want to smell him. Therefore, he's all the way over there. Sorry.
Go to shopping centers to prospect, make more Facebook and IG, but join a team and trust God. I love that.
Love that. Love that, Queen.
Whoever Queen is, I love
that. I love this Queen. You go, girl.
We will be conducting a YouTube video. Who will be conducting the YouTube video training?
So we have a all-day training that we're setting up that we are filming, and it is our director of marketing, Heather Ewan, is going to talk strategy. Justin Donnelly, our king behind the camera back there and the audio equipment, JD, our lead video, is going to talk about all the logistics. We have us, me, Donnie, and Bethany, and a couple others talking about how to get comfortable in video. We have Austin Southern talking about how to build content, the types of videos that you can build. And then we have Dustin Fox coming in and talking about, now that you've videoed something, what do you do with it? How do you put ad behind it, ad money behind it? Where do you post it? Where do you store them? All the things, soup to nuts, from strategy through the steps of execution to actually working in your business. And that entire series will be filmed that we are doing. So we have a ton of great.
We're actually filming it tomorrow.
We are.
So
We have
well,
a ton of great piece.
we're going to do some video on that tomorrow, those
Yes.
classes, and then we're going to put them together and put them out for everybody to view. So
So
we're
stay
excited for that.
tuned and we will send the emails out letting you know they're up because we think they're very important.
Yeah, definitely. So any other tips for 2025 that you want to implement? Going twice, raising hands, or in the chat, both those work. Awesome stuff. So let me see if I got a couple things I want to close out. Looking forward to video and training classes. There you go. So we've got state of the market reports. In general, I would say this, and I do these every week in the weekend update a little bit, but I would say in general, what I've seen in the market is this: we're seeing a lot more inventory than we saw at this point last year, where our closed sales were actually, up in December. We were up over year, but that active listings, last year at this time we had 4,700 active listing, or we had, year over year, we're up about 20% overall active listings. So that's something to keep in mind. You can pull that down, guys. I just want to take a look at that, but we're about 20% more active listings right now than there was last December and January and into January. We are seeing buyers come out into the marketplace. What we need is more listings, but it is much healthier than it was a year ago at this time. I don't think I would plan on interest rates violently changing. Do I think that they could creep down a little bit this year? Hopefully. Most of the experts we hear, all these different videos and these seminars I go to, think that they're going to creep down some. But I think that the buyers are generally interested. I think that we just need more people being out there willing to sell. But in general, I think that we see an active market. I think we've had 3 or 4 years of people kind of holding tight because they didn't want to move up because of interest rates. And I think at some point that dam starts to break a little bit more. That house starts to feel a little bit smaller. Now they hop in, or they've been holding off that move out of town. Now they're going to do it, or they've got the marriages and the divorces and all this stuff. So we've seen a lot more inventory coming onto the market. So we're hopefully that will flood out in the spring as well.
Absolutely.
Yes, JH, we do have people that operate down in Norfolk and Hampton Roads. We've got a bunch of agents down there. Richmond office. Most of them belong to the Richmond office, and hopefully so we are in Rain, and we've got some great agents down there as well.
And you guys can look again on the Cardinal Nest. You can go under resources, agents. You can search by areas, counties to find agents that operate in different areas if you need to make those referrals back and forth. Yes. Another plug to make sure you fill out your profile on.
A couple other things, guys, I would say is this. Yes, fill out your profile. The Samson Agents Facebook group. We have a great Facebook group out there. I'd love for people to join it. Use those Cardinal Nest message boards, but also the Facebook group. Lots of great communities out there to join with each other. We've got this huge footprint, all these great agents. I'd love to see you guys sharing with each other as much as possible. So get in there so we can continue to join the conversation, help each other out, especially in the spring market. I can't encourage the use of First Up enough. If we put our pre-listings in there as soon as we sign those listing agreements, we're going to have more inventory for us all to see. Even if we don't want to show it, show that inventory. Have something for your buyer agents at Samson Properties to see.
To know is coming.
It's going to help you on both sides. It's going to help you feel stronger. Work for the number one company in the DMV. Let's show that power together. And some of the other areas, we're number one in West Virginia and Jefferson and Berkeley County. Down in Richmond, we've gone from 20th to top 5, top 7 in market share in that area. So a lot of these areas all over, we're growing a lot. We need to make sure that we're helping each other out by putting these listings in First Up.
Yeah, the other piece of that too is not just the pre-listings. Guys, if you're talking to someone, even if you don't have a buyer broker signed, and you're talking to them and they say, hey, look, I'd like to maybe move one day, or I would like to consider something with a big yard, or I'd like to live in this neighborhood. Go ahead and put those searches in, because our listing agents can sit at the table and go, look at all the buyers that we have in this subdivision that are interested in this area, that are already queued up in our database of people that are interested. So it works just as well for the listing agents to sit there and say, would you like to be broadcast and marketed to all these people, as it is look at all these queued up buyers that we have in this area as well. So put those buyer searches in, put those listing searches in. It's only going to be as great as we all use it, but it is our internal whiteboard, our internal message board, where we use to communicate and leverage the power of the 6,000. It's our app. Let's use it.
So I'm trying to not laugh. It's Bethany's comment in there, but Melissa's got a great point in there. If you need referrals, email referrals@samsonproperties.net. Referrals@samsonproperties.net. We will match you with an experienced agent in that area. We've got great agents all over the place. If you don't want to just throw a dart and not know where that lands, email referrals at samsonproperties.net. We will match you up with somebody great to make sure that your client gets great care in an area that you're not comfortable working in.
Yes, cash if you can do referrals out of country, and we will process that as a referral fee. Yes.
What you want to comment on Tammy's comment to close out?
I'm working.
Love your hair color, sir.
Love your nail color.
Oh, nail color. Oh, nail. I can't even read. There you go.
Thank you, Tammy.
Do you love my nail color? Thank you.
Who's got the better nails?
Appreciate the coaches. I think the coaches are all over Prudence.
Yeah, I think we have coaches, and
I know we have at least one or two in Maryland, I thought, but
yes, and we're constantly adding and training and certifying new coaches as well as the need, as the
reach
need
out to
progresses.
Richard and I know he just did a coach all call and he's training some new coaches now. So Richard's the key man there. He's on the chat there about coaching for sure. And he just put his email in the chat.
Perfect.
Want to close up here, guys? Thank you, Fernando.
Fernando felt Donnie needed a little push.
This is my first time wearing
nice
it.
Donnie.
Let's think. Good. Awesome. So we just want to close this up, guys. This is a fantastic meeting. I love that everybody can integrate with each other, can get on the Zoom and talk and be a part of the chat. We just had a fantastic year. You're going to see some results come out. I would encourage you guys to share those. The national awards don't come out till the beginning of March, where we rank nationally and all these things. But as soon as we have great stuff, we're gonna send it out there. Look for some emails coming out about Agent Award Show or the award ceremony. Probably mid-February. We're locking that down right now. So look for stuff coming out there. But just an amazing 2024. We're so thankful for each and every one of you. I think 2025 is going to be even better. We've had so many fantastic people joining us and contributing to each other to make us all better, and all these great videos, all these great trainings. So we're going to be better together in 2025.
More to come. More to come.
So thankful for each and every one of you. Please try to support Cardinal Title Group as much as you can, and we're going to continue to build a better ship together. So thank you all for today, and we will we'll see you at one of the HQ news soon.
Absolutely. Check the calendar of the Cardinal Nest. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye, everybody.
Take care, everybody. Thank you, Adam, Arturo, and Carrie as well.